Here with Henry Ford, a Virginia commit from the Baylor School. Henry, man, appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So you've been committed to the Cavaliers since December of 2019. That was way back when you were in 8th grade, right?
Yes, sir.
How did that whole process play out?
Well, they had kind of known, just being from Charlottesville, they had kind of known who I was. I'd played against UVA, Coach O'Connor's son, in Little League, and they kind of just tracked me, and they invited me like a pop-up camp, which is kind of like a visit in 8th grade. Saw me, really liked me, but didn't offer me, wanted to see me grow. Grew a couple inches, and then right after that, they just offered me. So,
what was the draw there? I mean, certainly a lot of personal connections, you know, being around that area, but what was it in particular that drew you to the Cavaliers?
Yeah, well, my uncle played there. My grandpa and dad have had season tickets there ever since season tickets were a thing there. I've been going to games since I was 1, so that was always just my dream school to play there. So,
what's that going to mean to you when you? I mean, you've obviously put on the uniform,
yeah.
But when you get to put it on for the first time officially, what's that going to mean?
It's going to be incredible. It's definitely going to be very surreal. You know, I've always dreamed about playing for UVA since I was a little kid, so it'll definitely be incredible.
There are a lot of uncommitted players still on this Baylor roster. You and Henry Godbout, obviously another Cavalier commit. Are you in guys' ears trying to tell them how great it would be to have them in Charlottesville with you?
Always, for sure, yeah. My boy John Emmendorfer, the third baseman, he's a stud. I always talk to him about that and stuff like that, so it's fun.
Baylor's won 3 straight Tennessee State titles. You're obviously new to the school this year. You've got a D1 commit, but when you go to a school and you're new to the team, do you feel like you kind of have to prove yourself all over again?
For sure. I think kind of just in preseason and just like working with the guys, you know, we've got a very good dynamic, and I just think there's not as much pressure to prove myself, but there still is. Like, I got to perform for sure.
What are you specifically working on right now in your game? I mean, certainly when you had the commitment out of the way, it kind of allows you a different clarity or the ability to relax, and I guess more so than maybe somebody who's fighting to get their name out there. But what are you specifically working on, and what is the Cavaliers staff told you that they want you working on?
Well, my big thing that I've worked on the fall and winter is my swing. I've really dug deep into mechanics, and like I've never really had a hitting coach until I came here, and just learning those mechanics have made a huge difference. So I've really grinded in that department, and then just continuing to, you know, have good agility with my size to play the infield and stuff like that. So
I'm glad you brought up the swing, because I actually wanted to have you grab your bat and kind of take us through your setup, because I know you've got to be a guy that's really cerebral about the swing, so I'm really interested to see what you want to do.
All right, so when I first get in the box, I stare at one spot on my bat, and I'm just focusing on my breathing. In the box, like, I try to really not think about anything, because when I get in the hole, I'm thinking about like my hand positioning or like my front foot or something like that. So I'm always just trying to clear my head, focus on my breath. So when I'm just focusing on in, out, that's when I really am able to lock in, and then everything just kind of kicks in. I'm just trying to bring knob to the ball, make sure everything's connected, and just stay through it pretty much.
Henry, man, thank you so much for doing that. Best of luck with everything going forward. Make sure everybody subscribes to LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels. Check it out on YouTube as well. That's your window into everything happening here on campus.